All right, we're about to dive into a fable, a story that might just completely change how you think about time. And it starts with a pretty heavy, challenging idea right from the get-go. Just let that sink in for a second. Time is not a gift, it is a heavy sentence. I mean, wow. Right away, this isn't about seize the day. It's suggesting that our whole existence is a burden we have to carry, a sentence we have to serve. So you gotta ask, who's the one handing down this difficult truth? Well, that would be the messenger. The story is told from their perspective, and they're basically the voice of inevitability itself. So, for the next few minutes, let's try to step into their shoes and see the world the way they do. Okay, so first up, a heavy sentence. Let's really dig into what that means and get to know the one who delivers it. Now, here's what's so fascinating. The messenger isn't a villain, not at all. They're just a silent observer. But their very presence, just by being there, alters reality. And they carry this lantern, right? And it's filled with something called weeping sand, which is this incredibly haunting symbol for all the lives, all the moments that are guaranteed to end. And that weeping sand, that's really the key to this whole thing. It's not really about sorrow or being sad. It's about certainty. Think of it as the physical form of a promise that cannot be broken. Everything, and I mean everything, must conclude. That's the weight. That's the heavy sentence we're talking about. So when we're faced with a truth that big, how do we humans usually react? Yeah, you probably guessed it. We do what we always do. We try to make a deal. We try to negotiate with something that simply can't be negotiated with. And the fable gives us this perfect and kind of tragic picture of it. It tells us about a young man who basically builds his own prison. He constructs this temple that has no doors, surrounds himself with clocks, and then spends his entire life just staring west, always looking at the sunset, always focused on the end. I mean, look at this. It's literally a recipe for agony. He builds the temple, he obsesses over the clocks, he only looks west. The guy wasn't living, he was just waiting. And the saddest part, he confused that constant, anxious anticipation of his own end with the actual experience of living life. It's a self-imposed torture, really. And this gets to the absolute heart of the conflict, doesn't it? Our goal, our human impulse, is to possess time, to control it, to own it, to feel like we have more of it. But the messenger's truth is simple and brutal. You can't bargain with time. You can only endure it. And you know, that truth doesn't book an appointment. It just shows up, out of nowhere. It's not a conversation or a debate. It's this sudden, profound realization that hits you, as the story puts it, in the middle of a breath, a feeling so deep it's beyond words. Okay, so this is where everything shifts. We're getting to the climax of the fable now, and everything we've talked about is about to build to this, well, this completely radical new way of seeing our lives. The messenger poses this critical question, and it's not just for the man in the temple, it's for all of us. What if all this suffering, what if it doesn't come from time being a sentence? What if it comes from the simple fact that we're always looking the wrong way, always obsessed with the end? And so, the messenger offers the man a gift. But it's not more time. Nope, it's something much more powerful. A new perspective. The messenger is going to show the man his entire life, but in reverse. So this journey begins in the most jarring place possible, the very end. We start with his final breath, the last moment of his existence. And from that final moment, everything starts to rewind. He watches the years unwind, his own story deconstructing itself, piece by piece. It's like watching a movie of your life playing backwards. And watching it this way, from this completely new angle, he finally gets it. He sees his whole struggle with this perfect crystal clarity. All that anxiety, his obsession with clocks and endings, he sees it for what it truly was, a pointless struggle to possess something that was never his to own. The reverse journey finally stops right where it all began, the first light, the very first moment of consciousness. And now he has seen his entire story, not as a terrifying countdown, but as a completed whole. And this revelation, it changes everything. It doesn't get rid of the sense of time, but it completely transforms how you endure it. The fable offers this just beautiful definition of grace. It says, grace isn't about being healed or avoiding the end. It's about having the strength to live with the knowledge of it. It's like having an internal wound that doesn't bleed, but ticks. Grace, then, is the courage to hear that ticking without letting it consume you. So the ultimate lesson here is that peace isn't found in escape. You're not going to find it by getting more time or trying to outrun the end. It's found in acceptance. It's about seeing your life as a complete story and learning to appreciate its unraveling. And for the final act, the fable zooms way, way out. We go from this one man's life to a truly cosmic perspective. We're about to see the beautiful end and understand the messenger's ultimate purpose. We learn that the messenger isn't just watching over one man, but over everything. They are the final witness, standing at the edge of the void, there to see the entire universe fade away, literally holding the last embers of existence. And in that final cosmic moment, the messenger delivers the ultimate revelation. That heavy sentence, the struggle, the long, difficult journey of existence, it was all beautiful. The beauty wasn't in its permanence, but in its duration, in the simple, profound fact that it happened at all, for as long as it did. And that's where the fable leaves us. It's not just a story, it's a mirror held up to our own lives. It forces each of us to ask, if time truly is a sentence we all must serve, how will you serve it? Will you spend it in agony, constantly trying to possess it? Or can you find the grace to simply experience the beautiful, temporary story of its unraveling?